Let me know if y'all have a question. I'll get you on the queue.
Hello, gentlemen.
Howdy, Coach. You want to start us off with an opening statement about the signing class?
Yes, very happy with what we have done today. I think our coaches have done an outstanding job of getting guys here. A lot of in-state guys, worked some out-of-state guys, but kind of went all the way across the board on different positions. I got 12 mid-year enrollees coming, and very happy about that, which is becoming a bigger norm than it is unnorm now. But got a lot of size, got a lot of length, got a lot of athleticism, and a lot of intelligence and character, which has got me very happy. Very proud of this class. I think, like I say, we are still in the process of adding to this class. So we'll add quite a few more. Hopefully, still looking for some things here in the next couple of days on a few guys, and into more coming in January that we're still present recruiting. So that's kind of the good thing where we're at and what we're doing right now, and still got some more out there that we can reel in. But very happy this class. Very proud of it, and I hope it let us keep taking our steps to developing this program to be a championship program. Questions?
Let's go to Gabe Bach from TexAgs.com, and then Brent Zornberg.
Yeah, Jimbo, I want to ask you about going into North Shore, pulling a guy like Shadrach Banks, what he's going to mean to your offense, but also going into a place like that always has so much talent. How important is that, especially when A&M had to sign a guy from that school in 21 classes?
I know it's been a long time, and it's time we get in. There's too many good players, and they're excellently coached. They're great kids. They work hard, and they understand how to win and win championships. So it's big getting in there. And to get Shadrach specifically, they talk about a guy who can do so many things. I mean, he's in the backfield, he's in the slot, he's outside, he's big, he's strong, he can catch it, he can run it, he's physical, he can block. I mean, a very, very diverse player and a very unique player, in my opinion. And kind of like the way guys are today, can do a multitude of things, and I'm very excited to get him.
Thank you.
Next up is Brent Zorman from the Houston Chronicle, and then Passwaters.
Jimbo, you've talked about this being a line of scrimmage lead in the SEC, and about half this class reflects that. Could you speak to the quality of linemen on both sides of the ball you were able to sign?
Yeah, very happy with that group. Like I said, we're still hoping to add to that group a little bit, but man, there's some real good size. I mean, you're talking about Father, he's a 6'8", 305, 310 guy that I think is just scratching the surface of what he can be. I mean, very athletic, very long, very intelligent. I think has a future that's tremendous. Hamilton Strickland's a guy that, man, we evaluate, I think, can bend and run 6'4", 292 pounds, very physical in there. And then you look at the other, I'm trying to make sure I get all the offensive line. You get Trey Zoom, 6'6", 300. I mean, versatile. These guys can play inside or outside. They can play on the edge. They have intelligence, size, and mass inside. Matthew Wyckoff, 6'5", 304. So, I mean, those guys are really, really good football players, very intelligent. And what I love about these linemen, they have length and mass, so they can be inside or outside, which makes it, you don't ever know where you're going to need guys. I think defensive line-wise, Shamar sets a tone up front. I mean, he's a guy that can play in the end. He's a big physical guy that can rush the passer, dominate the end, can go inside and pass rush, do a multitude of things there. I mean, just a very talented. Albert Regis, athletic guy who put on about 30 pounds in the offseason. This guy's played fullback, tight end, still has ball skills, very, very gifted in that regard. Zion Harris, a 6'4", 215-pound guy that can run and bend and extremely, extremely athletic. Marcus Burris is like another guy, has inside and outside potential to do the things he's got to do. So, I mean, the physicality of those guys up front, the size and length, I mean, it's where it's got to start and to let your skill guys function. I'm very happy with the guys we got, and we're still hopefully adding to this class.
Gotcha. Here y'all are preparing for the biggest game of the year. This is obviously a different kind of year. What has been the most challenging part of this week with dealing with both for you?
I'm sorry, dealing with what?
Dealing with both aspects of preparing for this big game while also putting the wraps on a good recruiting class.
I mean, it is. I mean, listen, you gotta have the recruiting because you got to get them in here and you got to go to the future. But at the same time, you're in a unique situation that you're achieving a lot, having a tremendous season, and you got a lot to play for going in this season. So the maturity of our players, helping them recruiting and doing those kind of things, what they could, which they were again not on campus and things there. So we're trying to divide our attention as coaches, both here and there. But our guys are doing a great job of it. You burn the candle at both ends and do what you got to do till you get it done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to Mark Passwaters from Rivals.com, and then Travis Brown.
Jimbo, it looked like one of the things that you guys focused on in this class was defensive backs, corners in particular.
Yep.
And I was wondering if you could walk me through some of these guys who signed today.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the diversity in the secondary now, it's almost you're a positionless player. You're a corner, you're a safety, you're a nickel, you're a dime guy. You got to be able to match up. But I mean, you first take Dre Norwood, very good player out of Arkansas, played a high school quarterback, very multitude of positions, played wide out before, been DB. I mean, guys understand the game very high in that regard. Then you go to Deuce Harmon, another guy who has great offensive skills, up at Denton Geyer. I mean, very fast. He came to our camp and ran sub-4 into 4.4, low 4.4s, did really good. Ball skills, toughness, can be an offense or a defensive player if he had to be, but very unique. Can play corner, play nickel, tackles well at safety, a very physical guy. Tyreek Chappell, 5'11", 170. Man, this guy can run. And again, another two-way guy, plays offense and deep. Had 15 touchdowns as a junior, if I'm not mistaken, catching the football. I mean, runs away from people very good. Kendall Daniels, 6'4", 190, 95-pound safety that has corner skills too, that can play slot guys, length, ball skills, size. I mean, just that whole group of guys, in my opinion, they could match them on tight ends and the slot on the outside. So very happy with size and length and athleticism there.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next up is Travis Brown from the Brown College Station Eagles, and then Justin.
Hey, Coach. I'm curious, this could be more of next year's class than this one, but I'm curious, is there any guys in this class that actually weren't able to take a visit or never saw A&M's campus? And if so, how many or how few?
That's a great question. Let me go down. Stars has, Amari has, Shadrack has. Keith Brown. He's never, I mean, seen on, Zoom and all that. John had been here. First, Ted Chappelle, Tyreek. No, Tyreek Chappelle. I believe that. Yeah, Tyreek Chappelle. I don't believe he'd been here. Dre Norwood. I can't swear to it. I can't remember on Dre. Kendall Daniels, I don't believe, has taken a visit. Huh? They can't. Well, I mean, I think he might have made a trip on his own, but not without, not an official deal like that. So I know those guys for sure.
Yeah, and so with COVID, everything being shut down, what were those challenges of selling the university and selling the facilities when things didn't come?
I think that's where our recruiting staff did a great job. I think Marshall and those guys did a great job organizing things, structuring things, and our Zoom calls were outstanding. I thought our Zoom calls were outstanding, and the kids all said they got tremendous information, whether it was academically, visually seeing things, doing things, talking to the coaches, seeing all the facilities in which we had. So they did a heck of a job that way, and it's amazing what you can see nowadays, just like we're doing now.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Next up is Justin Woodard from K-Ags, and then Daryl Bruffett.
Hey, Coach, quick two-parter. Number one, you kind of alluded to some names there, but you went into Arkansas and Oklahoma and got top 5 recruits out of those states. I know you want to stay close to home, Coach, but, man, how big is that to go in those other states and get their top athletes?
Well, it's big. And today you want to get all the Texas kids you can, the guys that want to be here. But also you got to be able to branch out to get the guys you need for your program. And today we're in a global world and kids are going everywhere. Guys from Texas leave here and goes elsewhere. We've got to be able to get guys back in here. And I think our staff did a heck of a job, and hope before this class is over, you can see some more. So just very proud of that. And I think it's also stands to our branding. When people get to see A&M and what A&M has to offer and the things we're building here, not only athletically, but they see the education here and the quality of people that are here, and they want to be a part of it.
And then kind of probably beyond your realm, but with COVID, like Travis had said, a lot of these recruiting videos today are pretty fun, seeing them on Twitter from across the nation on different programs. Can you speak to your graphic design people and kind of the thought process to go into some of that? Because, I mean, I know obviously you don't care about it, but the players do, right, Coach?
Oh, I do care about it because that keeps them happy. It's important. It's an important part. Listen, visual, when athletes love to visual learn. They love to see themselves in great graphics. They love to see what they're achieving. I mean, that's just, everybody wants to see that. That's a big part of today's world in recruiting and what we're doing. And it's huge in what's happening. And our group does a tremendous job. I'm way behind in that stuff, but when they show it to me, I say, how do you make that? I mean, I'm amazed how you can draw it, do it, and the things that go on with it, but the kids love it. That's for sure. And I believe we just got another, big commit that just came across the line. I believe Tamise just announced that he's going to be part of the Aggie family. So that's huge for us too. It's great to have Tamise, that's for sure. I thought that was going to happen, but you never know till it happens. So we're very happy with that one.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's go to Daryl Bruffett and then Jennifer Streeter.
So, Coach, does that bring your total up to 19? And if that's the right number, how many more can you get? And then I was wondering if you could talk about the kid from Magnolia, Matthew Wyckoff.
Yeah, listen, Matthew came to our camp, did an outstanding job, big, long, has really grown. I like this. He's a guy who's grown into himself. You know what I mean? He keeps getting bigger and stronger. He's working out. I mean, he's a 300-pound guy that doesn't look through. I mean, carries his weight extremely well, very long, is going to continue to grow. Multiple positions. I think he can play inside or outside, and a very smart, intelligent football player. We love him. We really like him. What was the other question you asked me? I'm sorry.
So, Coach, if you just got the other commit, does that bring your total to 19? And then how many can you get?
We're going to sign 25.
Okay.
We
Thank
can
you, sir.
sign 25. So we'll be very selective in what we do and how we do it.
All right. Good luck against Tennessee.
Thank you.
Next up is Jennifer Streeter from the battalion, and then Andrew.
Hey, Coach, I was just wondering if you could touch on how this particular 2021 class meets the needs of your program.
Well, I think, first of all, we just talked about the guys who put their hand in the dirt. You know, we have some great senior linemen, so we replace them with some really good players here. Our defensive tackles, defensive ends, guys I think are some of the best in the country on both sides, offense and defense, and we can do that. And I think Eli Stowers, outstanding quarterback. I mean, you're talking about a big guy, 6'4", 215 pounds, who was a state high jump champ at 7 foot as a sophomore, was a really good basketball player on a top-notch team. Didn't play because he blew his knee last year in the state, took his team to a state championship a year ago. Still playing now. I mean, the things this guy's got a future I think is outstanding. Amari Daniels, a tailback, running down there at Miami Central. I mean, this guy, that's as good a ball as there is, and he's been as good as he has been for a bunch of years down there. They're in another state championship, and he's been running all over people. Shadrack, skill guy. Yul Keith, we know about Shadrack. I talked about him as good as, I mean, they're one of the top players in all the country. Yul Keith Brown, another very unique guy. Plays receiver, plays running back, plays DB, plays return guy, and I mean can fly. He's a 10-7 100-meter guy that can run. And then the guys up front with Harris, we talked about them. Now adding Tamise in that group even makes it better. Deuce Harmon, Chappelle, Father up that. You even got Garza, who's a big guy for us as a tight end. I think is a really, really good player. There's a lot of things. Regis Phillips. I mean, we touch base across the board in all positions, and we're continuing to add to it. And guys, I think can make a difference in the game.
All right, we'll go to Andrew Hattersley from Gig'em 247, and then I believe Gabe has a follow-up.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask you about Drayden Norwood, and obviously he's making the transition from quarterback to being a full-time cornerback. What do you think his potential is, and how much does it help having played the quarterback position when you transfer to the defensive side of the ball?
I think if you're a defensive player and you played offense, or you're an offensive player and you play defense, you understand what people look at, how they do. I think it makes you a better player. I think a lot of the greatest players I've ever been around, you could put on either side of the ball, and he's the same way. And I think really playing quarterback even gives you a lot more insight to what people are looking at. So I think it'll help him in his thought process, how he disguises coverages, plays coverages, leverages, and things, which he does. But he's a guy who has great ball skills, length, change of direction. I think is a really, really good player to play a lot of different positions.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Gabe Bach and then Robert Cessna.
Yeah, Jimbo, I got a couple of quick hitters for you. In what ways does Shamar Turner's game kind of mirror DeMarvin, and in what ways are they different as players?
Probably more similar in that they had the versatility to be inside or outside guys. I mean, they're outside big guys, which is very rare to have that kind of athleticism, have that power, but can also take that size and girth and go inside if they want to in pass rush and show quickness on the pass rush game. So, I mean, they would probably be very similar in a lot of ways. I think the world of DeMarvin, so we know Leah, we love him. So I think Shamar's the same way. And I say anything about Shamar I've learned being around him. He loves ball and everything that goes with ball. He is a football player. He loves to work. He loves everything that goes with playing football. And, that's not always true these days.
That sounds a lot like your quotes on Leal.
Yeah, exactly right.
How good has Miami Central been to you over the years with Dalvin Cook and Freeman? I mean, the list goes on and on. And how important is it for you to continue to mine that area, that greater Miami area?
I think we've had a good success rate down there. Different players there, Northwestern, St. Thomas, I mean, all over the place. But we're honest and fair with those kids, and those kids they're really good football players, man. They're hard, tough, and that's tremendous football down there. And they've seen success we have with those other guys. So hopefully Mario will do the same thing. Very proud of him. And but again, I love going back down there and recruiting, keep the old roots going. And you always got to reach out everywhere. You always got to have some honey holes.
Yeah. I got one more on Kendall Daniels with his length, about 6'4". What does he add? The combination of size and explosiveness.
Well, you're talking about playing the big receivers, playing jump balls down the middle of the field, but he can move like a skill guy. If you have to play him on a tight end, if he has to go against a tight end, if he has to jump against a tight end, and also the ability to tip balls and coverage and then make tackles. I mean, people don't realize it's like long basketball players. You know, they get their hands on balls, they tip you, they get in the way. Those guys, their arms, their hands, and tackling. He is a very, very physical, nasty football player, man. He's a skilled guy, but he'll hit you now. I really like him.
Thank you, Jimbo.
Thank you.
All right, we got time for a few more questions. We'll go to Robert Cessna, Jennifer Streeter, and then Chuck.
Hey, Jimbo, what about signing only one wide receiver? Was that the plan, or maybe somebody out there that you wanted?
We got two. We got Shadrack and Keith. We got Shadrack and Keith.
Okay, because it said one at the bottom, so.
No, I'm just looking right there. It's listed both of them as receivers.
Okay.
No, it's two at the bottom on the sheet I got.
Okay, I can't.
They give you that. I told them to give you that one. I told them to give you that bad one.
I got the first one. I got the first one open, says one.
Hey, you don't ever take the first one. You know there's 19 corrections after the first one. No, I'm kidding. We signed two receivers.
I just come in, and the second thing is, do you know?
And we're still recruiting some. We're still on the path of some.
Okay. Do you know where what position you will start, Brian? You mentioned about 3 positions, or is that to be determined where you'll start?
We'll probably put him at receiver first, and then move him around in the utility and what we want to do.
Hey, I appreciate. I'll get my update. Thanks, man.
Daisy, you're good.
All right, Jennifer Streeter from the battalion.
Hey, Coach, kind of again, just following up with what I asked you earlier. I was wondering if you could also touch on how this particular class adds to your philosophy and culture for the program.
Well, I think we got very physical football players, but first of all, I think we got very intelligent football players, and I think we got very high character football players and guys that love football. There's guys who like to play football, and there's guys who love football and everything that goes with it. And when you're wanting to go to the highest levels, I don't need guys that participate in football. I need guys who want to be champions and pay the price and do all the little things. And this group is a very intelligent group. I love the intelligence of this group. I love the character of it. I think they're fun people to be around. I think personalities that mix and match. I think when you're putting classes together, that's very big. So I think from that to create that family atmosphere and understand it, all these guys have had a lot of success in high school too. And when you've had a lot of success as a team, you understand what a team is about. It's not all about you, and then everybody's great players, but that you got to be part of something bigger than you. And a lot of these guys have done, and all these guys have done that. So it's another ingredient I love to look for. And also the multitude of multi-sport athletes. There's 16 guys that have played that are multi-sport athletes out of this group.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Chuck Carlton from the Dallas Morning News.
Yeah, Jimbo, looking ahead to completing this class, will you take a look at all at the transfer market, especially if the 1 year instant eligibility thing kicks in? Could that change the way that
well, I believe it just did. That just kicked in, I believe, a couple hours ago. They finally finalized that, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm right. But yeah, I mean, listen, you love the guys you got and you want to recruit them, but everybody's transferring now, so you're always open to those situations or things that if an available player comes along that definitely can help your program, you definitely want to look at it.
And one final question here. This year's success, do you think that had an impact on this class, or is it more likely to manifest itself a year or two down the road?
Well, hopefully both. I think it had a success. I think kids today looked at that and said, man, we were telling them at the beginning of the year, we thought we had a chance to have a very good football team and do some good things. And then when you say things and they come out in front of there and people get to see that, and they say, hey, Coach knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's building. I want to be a part of that. I think it definitely helped, no doubt.
Okay, well, that's all the questions we have for you, Coach.
Got it.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimbo.
Thank you, Jimbo.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Thanks, Brad, Matt.